And 50 more years of mine as well.
As you were listening to what Tony was saying, another word came to my mind. Because in terms of intelligence, another word that I like very much, which is very synonymous with intelligence, is thoughtfulness or mindfulness. Being aware of your thinking, being aware of what's happening, being conscious of what's going on. And the reason why I think Singapore is now going through this point where we are having this national conversation is because the leadership is aware. They are mindful that it is important now to get the people to talk about something that is beyond economics, beyond finances, beyond houses, housing and material needs, to an intellectual need, an intelligent need. So intelligently, let's look at what are our problems and how do we solve it together as a nation. Because currently, I think the problem is Singaporeans are solving their problems, but in a sense intelligently, but solving it at the individual level. If I'm not happy with my neighbor who is washing the corridor space, I know what to do. I complain to the police. I try to sue my neighbor. I tell my MP that I'm unhappy. I try to, they can solve problems. But what does that do to the community? It breaks us down as a nation.
That's an important point, that the brain and the globe has begun, or has been thinking for many decades, centuries, and that the brain is a problem-solving organ.
Right.
And that therefore what we do is we solve problems. We confront the problems. We deal, as Henry was saying, with the problems. And the fact is that the brain is not primarily a problem solver.
Right.
Because if you're a problem solver, you're like a really good hunting dog, and you go to problems, and you look at problems, and you think about problems. And how do you feel? Problems. I got problems.
Right.
Whereas the brain is actually a solution finder. And if you imagine yourself as a solution finder, your posture immediately changes, your attitude changes, your upbeatness rises, your intelligence rises, because you can see more. The problems are all these things that are kind of down there that are dragging you down.
Right.
But the solutions lift you up. And how many solutions are there? Infinite number of solutions.
Right.
Not a few solutions to the problems. Infinite solutions to a few problems. So,
Exactly.
the difference is it's a different magnitude. The world has got it the wrong way. They think billions of problems and maybe some solutions, but some of them we can't solve at all. Whereas the truth is only a few problems and infinite solutions. And so if there's a problem, boom, we solve.
True.
I think that's where the difference between knowledge is and intelligence. Building on what Tony just said, thoughtfulness, intelligence, or intelligent way of solving a problem is actually looking at it from different angles and being
An
able to
intelligent
see,
way of finding a solution.
yes, and to looking at the solution, and also to look at it from a more global perspective and
Right.
not so,
Narrow-minded.
narrow-minded. And I think that the example that I mentioned would be a form of intelligence, a form of thoughtfulness, which would then require other intelligences, because we talk about multiple intelligences too. And if I were to do those things to my neighbor, what does it do in terms of a social intelligence, in terms of solution finding, looking at the intelligence from the social point of view?
That's right.
It's actually creating another problem.
Correct.
It's not
So
finding a
I want
solution.
to add this question then. I believe those people in Wall Street, they're very intelligent people. They are very good solution provider. But yet, we have the financial crisis. So I want to ask this question.
You cannot say that. You cannot say that this person is really intelligent when all they've done is create problems. That's not intelligent behavior.
True.
That may be clever behavior.
Uh-huh.
They may have an academic degree. They may be a master of business administration, and they may do all of that well as they drive the planet down. It comes back to misapplying your intelligence. So if you put all that power into the swamp, you go down into the swamp. If you focus on all the problems, you go down into the swamp of problems. That isn't intelligent behavior. It's not intelligent behavior. It's unintelligent use of the intelligences.
So
In a sense, it's like they're knowledgeable in one area and they apply
Yes.
their knowledge to solve a problem, which actually gives rise to other problems. And
Yeah.
sometimes
So
it
it's not
gives rise
very
to a
intelligent.
bigger problem.
Yes, agree. It's not intelligent behavior.
But it's a very
It's not the
knowledgeable
intelligent
behavior.
use of intelligence.
right, so there's a problem of definition of intelligence, even in the dictionary
Indeed.
something. So because I believe, recently I was in conversation with a professor, a psychiatrist, Professor Kwa, and he was talking about these three very important denominators, how a person ages well. One, of course, is resilience in life, and there is two more.
Resilience, really important.
Yes.
Really important.
Another one is on ethical mind, and third is on life satisfaction. So I want to focus on this area of ethical mind when it comes to intelligence you're talking about. So just now, Henry, you talk about social intelligence. So I want to hear from even Tony yourself that you have been talking about intelligence and making this nation more and more intelligent. But key question is, when we want to become more intelligent, what is the ultimate goal that we hope to achieve? Because if this intelligent thinking, the power of intelligent thinking is not governed by a sense of ethical mindedness, there can be a problem.
Intelligence doesn't mean only good at words and only good at numbers. It's the multiple intelligences.
Right.
So when someone is intelligent, they're not only good with words. That is a misconception about intelligence. Intelligence, in a sense, is like having fingers on your hands. You've got 8, 9, 10 intelligences. Now you can play the concerto of your life with 2 intelligences. You can play the concerto with numbers and words, plonkety, 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 plonkety,
Right.
plonk, and you can fight your way through the concerto. Not nearly as well as playing the piano with all of them.
Right.
So your multiple intelligences include the numbers and the words. It also includes the physical intelligence.
Right.
This amazing thing called the body.
Right.
And there's an intelligence of that. There is the intelligence of oneself, personal intelligence. How do you get along with yourself? Are you your own best friend?
Right.
Then, as Henry was saying, there's the social intelligence, the brain's ability to relate to all intelligences.
Right.
How can you relate to a young child, an older person, someone from Africa, from Asia, from Europe, from Mars, wherever? So that's social intelligence, really important. There is thinking intelligence and the multiplicity of, for example, creativity and strategic and analytical thinking.
Right.
That's another intelligence. There is the very important creative intelligence, the ability to generate ideas and manifest them, produce them in poems, in theatre, in writing, in art, in everything. Another intelligence. And there is an ethical, a spiritual intelligence.
Right.
And the human being evolves with all of those growing, all of them growing. Now think about it in the conversation. Do you want your child to have great vocabulary, wonderful mathematics, and no ethics and a weak body? Do you want your child to be, great physical, really ethical, and dumb and can't calculate?
Right.
And I mean, even get down to the basics. If you would find a mate, a partner, which one would be more attractive? Which one would be more sexy?
Right.
Someone with the intelligences or with them all diminished? Would you like to have a mate with someone who can't really speak, who's physically unhealthy, who's immoral, who doesn't like him or herself, doesn't get on with people, doesn't like animals?
Right. That's